Okay guys, welcome along. We mentioned that we put a video up during the week in relation to the FTPing of files up and down to the website. And in essence what we're looking to try and do here is to be able to reset the Joomla website that we've been working on back to the installation page whilst still keeping the same database, the same usernames and passwords, so on and so forth. So for to have a quick look at this is the website that we've been working on for the last few weeks. We've got some nice menus coming across here. We've got a little drop down list. We've got some articles associated with it. We've got a login form. We've changed the template. The usual work that we've been doing in class. And I want to try and reset this back to the original installation page. Okay, so to be able to do that, there's a few applications that we need to download. Now, if we go on to our Moodle page, we'll have a look for the digital media tools. Okay, we're going to scroll down here. Okay, so FileZilla is the key, this is the FTP program that we're using. Free for us to use. There are several variants of this available. Qt FTP, literally just Google it, there's absolutely dozens of them available. FileZilla I find personally quite easy to use, easy to navigate. That's the one that we'll be looking at for this class this term. I've uploaded 3 of them to our Moodle page, 1 for the Apple Mac for the Apple people and 2 for Windows. So this is a 64-bit one for the Windows 10, Windows 8 programs. And for the slightly older computers, then Windows 32-bit is probably the more suited application. If you're downloading this yourself from a different site, just make sure that it's the client application and not the server application. Okay, so if I click on download the 64-bit program, you can see here it's downloading the 64-bit program. In the background, I'm also going to open up a new window and I'm going to download the Joomla installation file. So let's log on to the Joomla webpage, joomla.org. Now we're only going to take a small one folder actually out of this entire installation file, but it's handy to have it because we're going to use the whole thing at a later stage. So get started and download. And we're looking for the blue button here, download Joomla 3.6.2 full package. Just in the back of your mind, for future reference, keep track of the version that you're using. This becomes handy or very important in future when you're downloading new modules and components. They will specify compatibility with different versions. So just keep it in the back of your mind as to what version you're actually using. So I'll click on this and download it. Now this is going to download into something called an archived or a compressed file format. To be able to open it, we need to have a program that would facilitate this. The one that we're going to use is called 7-Zip. In essence, it's a file compression, file archiving utility. 7-Zip is open source, so again, free for us to use. And again, there are a multitude of variants available online should you wish to use a different one. So you might already have WinZip loaded or WinRAR. It really doesn't make much of a difference. And if we go back to our Moodle page, you'll see I've created a link here, and this will link you to the downloads. So you can take the Apple version or 64-bit Windows, 32-bit Windows. Again, totally up to yourself. You might ask, how do you know that it has actually worked? And I'll show you that in 2 seconds. Okay, I'm also using Google Chrome here, which personally I would prefer. It's very easy to track your downloads. It's a quick program, very easy to open up new browser windows in it as well. So for example, just to have a look, if I click on my arrow here, it will show me where my Joomla installation folder is actually been stored. So just show in folder. You can see here that it's been stored in my downloads folder. So I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to copy. I'm actually just going to put it onto the desktop for the moment, just to make it easy for us to get at. We can do this from any location. Okay, so we put it in here, paste in. So there's my Joomla core installation files. Go back to my Chrome window. Now I have it already installed, so I won't install FileZilla, but you guys you can again show in folder, or you could actually just double click from there. It's a .exe file, which means it's an executable file. It will actually just execute the application itself. So once you go and double click that and install, you may be asked for 1 or 2 prompt questions. You can just take the default settings wherever you're asked a question. Okay, so once that happens, you can either go into your applications and have a look at it. It'll be under FileZilla. So let's come down to F. You can see here FileZilla client, and again the client is the one that we're looking for in FileZilla. Now, as I briefly mentioned in class, just to have a quick look around the program here. On the right hand side, these are going to display the files and folders to the web server that we're logging onto, our little space on that web server. You can see they're empty at the moment because we're not connected to any server. Up across the top pane here, I would expect to see the messages that are going to be presented to me. Have I given a correct username and password? Am I uploading files, downloading files, or what's going on? Or if there's an error with the server, what message has been displayed back to me? At the left-hand side here, this is my local machine. Okay, so I will need to navigate to the folder on my local machine that I want to drag across and put into the web server on this side. Okay. Down at the bottom here, this will show you the active file uploads. You can see the queued files, if there's any failed transfers, and all the successful transfers. Okay, so I'm going to log into BH Student 10. I've had a look at the website. It's ready to go to be reset back to installation level. So I'm going to come up here to Site Manager, File, and Site Manager. Okay, let's create a new site altogether. Let's come down and create a new site. So you guys have all your details already. They've been emailed out to you. You've been using them in class on a frequent basis. So the host is the full URL address that you've been given, bar for the http://. So my case here, bhstudent10.studentweb.ie. We can take the defaults here. The login type we're going to change to normal. And again, I gave you an FTP username, so this is what we'll use here. And you all have the passwords. And click on connect. Click on connect. Okay, so you can see up here that it's coming with status messages: connection established, initializing TLS, verifying certification. Now this message here, you can see that the certificate issuer is Damien, and some details about Damien. And in essence, what it's saying is just the certification is unknown. That's really what this information is telling us. So that's fine. We have it certified from the college, so you can click trust this certificate in future sessions. Okay, so we're getting some more status messages. So we're using server address, directory linking is successful. So now on our right hand side, we have we're now logged into our web server, the space that we have been given. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is you can navigate your way down to web here. Okay. A little bit slow there, but it has come up for us. And what I want you to do is to delete the configuration.php folder. So let's open this out. We can see configuration.php. Yeah, there's only one of them in the files. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to delete configuration.php. Delete it. Yes, we do. You can see the status message deleting configuration.php. Let's just have a look at what this has meant to our website. So this website was, there wasn't a huge amount of work done on it. It was just a basic template that had been used. So no configuration file found and no installation code available. So it's exiting the website in essence. So what we want to do now is to load up the installation folder that will get us back to the Joomla installation page. Okay, so let's come back to the folder we created on the desktop. Now here's the program, all the installation files we downloaded from the Joomla website. So I'm going to right click on this, and we can use 7-zip. So this is where I was saying I will show you how we would know if it had actually worked. So I will right click on the program, 7-zip. I'm just going to say extract here. And it's going to extract all the files to this particular point. Okay, so this shouldn't take any more than a minute or two. We're only looking for one specific folder here, and the folder that we're looking for is the installation folder. So when we go back to our FileZilla, we will, on the left hand side, we will need to navigate to this folder that we've just opened and extracted. We will drag it and we will drop it over here. Okay, so let's see if that installation, or extraction I should say, is finished, and it's nearly there. You can leave FileZilla open in the background. It will certainly stay active for a minute or 2 minutes without the server querying whether you're still utilizing the address or not. You can set it if you wish to constantly ping the server. We won't worry about that for the moment. So, okay, so we have actually extracted everything. So if we look now at my folder on the desktop, okay. So here are all the extracted files. This is the file, the compressed archive file I downloaded from the website. Don't really need it at the moment. I'm just going to leave it there. We'll come back to it at a later stage. The installation folder is the one that I want. That's the one that we want to reset the web page. So let's come into FileZilla. Now, on the left hand side, let's navigate to where that folder has been stored. I would recommend trying to store it in a location that's easy, not a ridiculous amount of subfolders, because if you have a small screen it can be tricky enough to navigate there. So let's just explore this desktop, and you can see I've got Camtasia Video Digital Tools. Okay, I'm going to open that up, scroll down, let's find the installation folder. Okay, now you can right click and you can upload right to queue. Personally, and this is purely a personal thing, I prefer to grab and drop. Okay, my only caveat with grabbing and dropping is just be careful that you're not dropping onto a folder. Let's just cancel that first, 1 second. Okay, so for example, if I try to drag over here, if I was to drop in any of this location, it will try to drop into a folder. Now what would happen in this case, the website will still come up with the same error message, don't know what to do, there's no installation files here, because it will be looking for a web/installation folder, as opposed to, let's say here, web/bin/installation folder. That won't work for us. Okay, so how do we get around that? Just come down here to files. Now let's drag and drop over on top of the files. Okay, and you can see it's uploading now. So it's waiting for the connection messages again. Okay, we've got about circa 250 files-ish to upload. Just keep track. Really, the successful transfers should match at the end the number of queued files that we had at the start, because obviously the file uploads should match that. If we get any failed transfers, just keep an eye out on this. If something comes up, you can right click and just tell it to reload or to restart that failed transfer. It could be that there was a problem in the connection at a point in time. The one thing I would say, if you're doing this with some of your friends, just be careful. If there's 5, 10, 12 people working in the same lab at the same time, you're all using the same port on FileZilla going through the firewall, it could be a little bit slow. Okay, so it may be better to do this in smaller groups. Okay, so we've only got 130 files left to go. So let's just see what's happening in the background. Okay, so you can see even the error message has changed. Layout path is not found, but it's getting much closer to where we want it to be. Okay. When this video is finished and concluded, I will upload it to the Moodle page. I'll put it below Damien's videos here. Let's just log out. Okay, so we still have 74 files. Thereabouts to go. All we're doing is we're effectively going to overwrite the information that's there. So the configuration file, in essence, keeps a record of what we've been up to and just keeps track of it and tells the program or application where to go to get various bits and pieces. The installation folder will allow us to reinstall. At a later stage in the term, we will actually get you to upload all the Joomla folders across the board into that web folder, into this web folder here, and that will give you an entirely new installation. Okay, so you can see the transfers are finished here. Okay, so let's just minimize, have a look at this, refresh. And here's where we're hoping that it has taken, which it has. That's excellent. And we're ready to go with the same usernames and passwords that you've been issued via email and ready to start again. Okay, thank you for watching.